Hey students, it's me, Mr. Dalebout. I just want to touch base with you about Unit 4. Unit 4 finally flashes forward to the modern day. Everything we've covered so far has been laying a groundwork so we can really talk about politics, and that's what this whole unit is about. The election's coming up November 5th, and everything in this unit is going to really prepare you for how to interpret the election. It's super practical, super important. Lesson 1 is on public opinion and how it's shaped. Public opinion is just your opinion on any matter. But in the case of U.S. government, we're talking about your opinion on political issues like gun control or abortion or whatever sort of thing you're talking about. It even gets into ideologies. There's a really cool political quiz in here that helps you gauge, are you conservative or liberal, or where do you stand on issues? And that's always really fun to kind of figure that out and figure out what role politics plays into your own personal identity. Polls essentially seek to measure where the public stands. That's why they're public opinion polls. And that determines maybe how a politician might cater their message to you to try to get your vote. So it talks about political socialization and how families and schools and media essentially make the worldview that's inside of your brain. So that's basically lesson 1. The assignment with that is that you're going to look at political socialization and try to determine, like, why do you believe what you believe, which is a very practical assignment. The next assignment, I actually think I'm looking at this on my screen, which you can't see. Is surveys. So you also will create a survey to assess public opinion. There's some certain criteria that you want to follow as far as how to create a good survey, and then you want to submit that to me. Surveys are used. I've never been surveyed before, which is unfortunate. But when we're looking at like these public opinion polls, which I'll post a link to with this video, like how is Kamala doing? How is Donald, Trump doing? These polls that they have are not based off of every American. They're just based off a small sample size of, say, like 2,000 people. And that's why there's always a margin of error in polls. They're never quite sure. You'll be making your own poll to see how that works. Lesson 2 is more information. It's on public opinion as well and what shapes public opinion. For Unit 4, the next assignment that you have to do is reflect on public opinion and what roles that it plays and what decisions politicians make. After that, we have lesson 3. This does have it is a little bit text heavy in this, and it gets into media, which in my opinion should almost be like its entire own thing, especially now in the 21st century. But it gets into social media, news media, bias. Is a news source bias more left, like say CNN, or bias more right? I'll post a link to Ad Fontes. That's what I have my students use, but I believe this has you use All Sides Media, which is also really good. But you want to see how reliable it is. How is it fact-based reporting or is it opinion-based reporting? And then is it right or left? I don't know if that shows up for you because everything's inverted. Sorry. Then you analyze a news story to recognize its bias. Use the tools that it provides for you. And then lesson 4, it even has more, is on the regulation of media. So what role should the government play in regulating media? This is a big concern now. With so much information being blasted into your skulls, the issue is that how are you supposed to tell what's real and what's not real? And so this is about that. How should government step in to make sure that misinformation doesn't get to the public and make them think that birds aren't real, or whatever crazy conspiracy theories out there. My students that, whatever the thing is, I'm trying to think. Helen Keller. I had to explain to my students that Helen Keller was real. I hope you didn't go down that TikTok thread, because that's completely ridiculous. And then finally we get to our test. So our test is on public opinion, media. Those are the big things. And political socialization. How are you? What's your political ideology like? What makes a liberal liberal? What makes a conservative conservative? Just in a nutshell, conservatives are Republican, liberals are Democrat. Okay? There is a unit review practice activity. I recommend doing that before you do the test. I think it'll help you out. There are some funky vocab words like random sample or margin of error, and so you want to be aware of those and use those in your answers on the test. Yellow journalism, or when you have fake news, that kind of stuff. So anyway, if you guys have questions, please email me, gerald.dalebout@idla.org. I've received emails from a lot of you, and it's always nice to kind of touch base with you. I feel like this is my first year teaching online. I feel like you just don't develop that same personal relationship that you do with students in person, and it's kind of a bummer for me because I really enjoy getting to know students. Some of you sent video lessons, and I feel like video at least is a way for me, like, oh, okay, I see what this person's all about. Please send video stuff to me. And if you just have general questions about political stuff as the election's coming up, please email me. That'd be great. Thanks. Good luck on this unit. Just a reminder also, Unit 1 and Unit 2 now are half off. So if you have any assignments lingering back there, that you're only going to get half credit for those. I recommend staying on top of things. So far, most of you are doing pretty solid on our tests and everything, but if you are struggling or something happened, just make sure to email me. Have a good one.